Why, hello there, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of the Latino Slant. My name is Paulie. How is everyone today? Recording live, going live on the 7th of December, 2024. It's a Saturday. It is 11 a.m. here in Los Angeles, California. So, wherever you may be, good day, good evening, good morning to you. I see we have people from pretty much all over the world already chiming in and saying hello. Hemorrhoid hurts. Yes, I assume it does. That photo is everything. Hello to you all the way over there in Australia. Good to see you. Um, Sergeant is with us talking about The Proud Family. It's an animated show, features a diverse lineup of characters, and it was one of the greatest animated shows in Disney since the 2000s. You know, yeah, I've heard of it, but I just have never seen it. So I don't know what you said something about what happened in the second series last year. I have no idea. But hello to you. Hello to anyone that is hanging out with us on this special edition here. And while you're at it, while you're in the live chat, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, say hello, and smash the like Nick Brown just did. Nick, what's happening? Hello from Chicago. Is it cold right now in Chicago? Is it cold? I gotta imagine it's just awful cold. I spent a few weeks years ago. I mean, I've been in Chicago a couple times. I did make the mistake of spending a few weeks during the winter there. Just had some work to be done. This was years ago, but man, ooh, bone chilling. And I have to tell you, I get cold very easily. I'm just more naturally. I love dry heat, the dry weather. So here, even though it's warmish outside with cool breezes, it is chilly in the slant office. So I'm just like, I got the heat, the floor heater on. I have a little, shirt jacket, and then my hands are still cold. So we are comparing and contrasting two films today. So we're gonna be hanging out with you guys um, as the new film Y2k came out. I saw it last night. Did a short, did a reaction, and I said I would compare it to another Y2k film called Millennium Bugs that came out about 4 or 5 years ago. And so that's what we're doing today, as well as taking your notes and saying hello to you guys. Hemorrhoid says, "I love that you have Cameron on your show. I don't understand why he fell out with some other channels, but I think he's great. I think he's great too. He's a good friend. He's a good dude. And listen, he's with us every Friday, and I believe we're going to start every Friday 10:30 a.m. so we can have a longer session there. But yeah, as in regards to other channels, man, I really I don't know all the details. I don't want to know all the details in regards to any silly drama. And I say that with all respect to all my friends. But we're like Switzerland here, man. And what we do know is that we love chopping it up with Cameron. Ah, Jeremiah just became a sponsor. That's great. That's fantastic. Let me see this. Jeremiah has been a member for 3 months, and he says can't wait for the vampire movie on Christmas Day. Jeremiah, ooh, Jeremiah is talking about um, Nosferatu, and you can catch all our coverage on Nosferatu here on the channel and on our website, thelatinoslant.com. Here, let's put that up for a second. And we get around so much, and we're so blessed to have um, Rosa Para as our film critic. So that's fantastic. But you can always check out all our reviews. We just put up a story right now in regards to some drama going on with a couple of actors. So we got that up. We got reviews. So read all about it. Get your news now. Thank you, Jeremiah. And enjoy. Enjoy. Also, want to say one more thing. If you feel so inclined, I'll be checking our PayPal every couple of minutes. I have the link up now. I pinned it to the chat. And it's basically saying if you want to support the channel directly, do so. Any donation amount to our PayPal. And that's it. We really appreciate that. And, always trying to give you guys the best that we could possibly do. So, maybe you guys don't like kind of YouTube and all that stuff. I get it. So all I can say is, instead of giving your money to us via PayPal, you can do it right now. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got going on here this week? Oh, I see what I did. Okay. All right. I apologize. I need to fix the title. All right. Let me fix this title because I don't want people to get confused. I'm still working this. Okay. So on X, it says that on. All right. So we have a different title on X. And then there's a different title on okay, let me see. What have I got on YouTube? Yeah, on YouTube it's fine, guys. Monica's here. She's a member of the channel. Good evening. Good evening. On X, I apologize. It's the old title. So let me see if I can update. How do I do that? How do I edit? Oh, wait a minute. Can I edit here? Everything's like new and different on our new system here. I don't know if I can. Don't know if I can. Let me see if I can give it a shot. I think I can. Let me give me a second here to work this out so I don't confuse anyone. Phil TMNT, haven't seen you around in a long time, buddy. Hola amigo, hail, and I pray that you've been well, that you've been healthy and happy, because that's the key, no? Okay, so I saved it. Still didn't go through. I'm trying to change the title. For okay, success. All right, now let me refresh on X. Oh well, guys. I don't know why it's not behaving. Let me see. All right. Well, we're sorry about that. So anyone on X thinking you're coming here for Nosferatu edition, it's not. That was a few days ago. We have the Y2k Rachel Zegler movie that we are discussing. And I don't know how to change it on there, but hope you guys can forgive. I'm working with a new system and yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's just not behaving there. Unless I refresh, but then I think I need to bounce out and I don't want to do that. 28 people watching us combined, hanging out with us. Phil says, yeah, it's been a while. Hope you also been well. I have. Thank you. Been crazy busy. And listen, the fall from November 1st to January 1st, which is, just 2 months. Obviously, we have all the holidays that we all celebrate. But then I had my girlfriend's birthday, our anniversary. And that, man, it's just a lot. But I ain't complaining. It's just a lot. Okay, so I think we are ready to discuss. No, I think we're ready to get in on this and talk about these films. Get my film cap on. Let's bring up Y2k. Why? Because Oh, you know what? Let's bring up the. We're gonna bring up the box office report. We're gonna start there. So here's what's going on. It just came in regards to the box office not starting really well for Rachel Zegler's Y2k. And this is from Variety. This just came out. We scroll on down. All these movies are doing great as far as Moana, Wicked, Gladiators, you can imagine. They're making millions. Even Pushpa, which I saw the other night, it's making millions as well. It's looking to make over 5 million here in the States. That's incredible. But because this is a Y2K Rachel Zegler edition, we have to add this in here. This is like, this is a little caveat. I believe this is a $15 million film that $15 million film in Y2K, and this is not a good beginning. This is not a good beginning, guys. Here's what Variety has to say. In a distant 8th place, A24's Y2K earned an estimated $910,000 on its opening day from 2,108 locations. That is a lot of theaters for an indie film, for a smaller film. SNL alum Kyle Mooney's disaster comedy horror film starring Rachel Zegler, Jaeden Martell, and Julian Dennison follow a group of high schoolers who find themselves fighting for their lives when Y2K becomes a reality. Critics and early audiences panned the movie, giving it a 44% Rotten Tomato score on Rotten Tomatoes and a dismal C- on Ticket Buyer Poster Cinema Score. That is atrocious. That is god awful. God awful, man. Wow. Wow, that is really bad. That is really bad. And with the promotions they're doing, you got to think, okay, it costs 15 million. However, you think maybe extra costs, marketing, all that stuff. I mean, you're looking at like, easily 30, 40 million bucks easily that they got to make just to break even. And what do we have here? Wow. It might make a couple million this year. This weekend. It might make a couple million. So I wanted to give you that news in regards to the box office for Y2K's, the Rachel Zegler horror comedy, before we get into the comparing and contrasting of these two films. But that is pretty bad. Pretty bad. What do you guys think? That is a really, really horrible start. And so, yeah, man, we're gonna be, talking about it. But let's say hello to some people in the chat before we get to that. And we want to thank everyone for being here. That was a little Y2K box office report. Zach's, he just became a member on the Amiguito level. Gracias, brother. Gracias, Zach's. How are you, my friend? Great to have you here. Humphrey Bear says Zegler apparently can't act. Evidently so. Oh, I see what you did. Zegler can't act. Evidently so. Yeah, that's a little line she did on the red carpet in regards to Snow White. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Geez, that's a shocker. Hemorrhoid, that's a shocker. Hello, Liam. What's happening? Bonso. What's cracking, party people? What's crackalacking? Sergeant says Y2K, its budget is small. Well, Y2K's budget was small, and comparing it to 15 million that it took to make, which is for Hollywood small, but 50 million is still a lot of money to make a film. Compare that to Millennium Bugs, which came out in about 4 years ago. Millennium Bugs was, I believe, it cost $70,000 to make. $70,000 to make, guys, compared to Y2K's 15 million. And newsflash, Millennium Bugs is a far more superior film. Oh lordy. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We got that for you. Why don't we? Let me see here. Let me cancel this. Jungle Love says my favorite character in X Men is Gambit. Second is Aurora. Third is Rogue. Then it's Professor X, Magneto, which are uh, okay. Well, good to know. I love the X Men. Am I okay? Then you say, am I racist for hating Rachel Ziegler? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you are. That's just how you feel. That's just how you feel. You know what I mean? Um, I think you probably just, I don't know. You're Latino too. Is that what you're saying? Because you're Latino, or I don't, or you're not, that you're hating a Latina. I mean, listen, that's totally. I get why fans don't like her. How about that? How about that? Um, okay, so why don't we start the compare and contrast of these two films? I think that's a good idea. And I want to bring up. Let's bring this up. Bring this up. All right, here we go. All right, let's first start off with the story. Okay, so Y2K, starring Rachel Ziegler, actually doesn't star her. She's very much a co-star in the movie. She's she's the top female star, but it's about two buddies out of high school that are in high school, and what happens to them when they go to a party of all the popular kids, and Y2K happens. Now, the fear and the the hysteria at that time was that the clocks wouldn't turn over, the computers would start acting on their own, and they would either start not cooperating, or even worse, take over all these systems. And it was a big hysteria. I mean, and some people actually like frauded people, made money as far as like, you know, Y2K protection and all that stuff. So here, the biggest fears come true as computers, get self out, they turn over, and then they become kind of like, Terminator-ish machines that take over the world. And slowly they either start killing off humans, or making them batteries in a factory. And it's up to the two kids and Ziegler to help save the day. So that's the story, and again, it happens over one night. It really it That's the story. That's the story. Without, let's just say, the first part of the story, I would say even like maybe the first 20 minutes was actually pretty good. The first 20 minutes actually got me so surprised. I was like, hey, maybe this has a shot at being a good little comedy. to where these two kids, and I'm talking about uh, the Y2k kids, to where these two kids kind of embodied a little bit of, I would say, Superbad, Jonah Hill, who funny enough, is an executive producer on this, to let me get that big, to even, a little kind of like boy wins girl, kind of non-woke sexiness and comedy. Like the first 20 minutes, I was like, oh, okay, this could be something. But then it devolves, and it starts, the comedy starts losing the plot, as does the storyline. Now, I will say the best thing about this film was the overweight kid, the fat kid, Julian Dennison. He was fantastic. He was hilarious. I loved him. The only part is they killed him off like halfway through the movie. And then they have this little skinny boy there, and Zegler saving everybody. And I was like, ugh, they did not. They did not. And honestly, I'm being dead honest here. Zegler wasn't bad. It's just that it's not her movie. She's got a good role, but it's the little skinny dudes here movie, and he was pretty flat. So the first 20 minutes, and then this kid, the fat kid, were fantastic. Also, too, the humor was non-woke. Like it was very much like set in that 90s attitude. The two kids were kind of porn addicted a little bit, a little sex hungry. They're in regards to just being horny high school kids. Like, okay, cool, yeah, and they're not popular, but especially the fat kid. Excuse me for using the word fat. I love everybody. He was fantastic. So that's the story of Y2k. Now let's head on over to Millennium Bugs. Where's it at? I thought I had it marked. Millennium Bugs. Okay. Millennium Bugs tells the story of two friends, Kelly and Miguel. And it starts off, I would say, a few days prior to Y2k, prior to New Year's Eve. And what you get are two imperfect people that are best friends. And you get their backstory in the first 15 minutes. Who they are, what their motivation is, why they're unhappy. And upon seeing it again, I've seen it a few times. The story is so engaging because, again, this is a an indie of indie films, but it's a Y2k film, and it's good to compare these two. So this story follows the two leads over the days leading up to New Year's Eve, and kind of her challenges as well as his challenges. And it's very simple. She her challenge is letting go of her family's past, of her mistakes as a person, and moving on. His is, I want to follow my dreams of being a stand-up comic, but my family wants me to, finish my education and go for my master's. But he doesn't want to do that. But he's also kind of too scared to stand up for himself until he does stand up for himself. And they get into, a little trouble. They have a little fun. I also want to say, I think they're in their mid 20s. Yeah. So it's not a high school thing. What's interesting though is that Millennium Bugs, like Miguel's character, is a video store clerk, like in Clerks. Where in Y2k they do commiserate at a video store a few times. I thought that was funny. So yeah, Miguel's like a down and out video clerk manager who dreams of more. And really, Kelly, his best friend, she doesn't have a job. She's living off of her inheritance. But there's a lot to that because the parents are no longer alive. And she's got a lot of problems. Fantastic characters. Fantastic story. And we'll get to why I feel it's fantastic, in comparison in a minute. So, that was a that's the basic story, right? And it uses the hysteria of Y2k more as a backdrop for their very personal, very real problems of kind of coming of age into adulthood or into their dreams. Whereas Y2k falls into the traps of just going for laughs and all the silly nostalgic, wink winks to Y2k. And because they had more money, they're able to play these songs and even the thong song, which was hilarious. But after the first 20 minutes, I'm telling you, they just kind of just rely on like all the silly nostalgia, which doesn't work. Here, it works very well. All right. Well, that is that's our story compare and contrast to the films Millennium Bugs and Y2k with Rachel Zegler. So let's see what you guys have to say. Hope everyone is doing well. We're talking about these two movies. Y2k just came out. I mean, it's already doing very bad at the box office. I mean, there's nothing I paid my ticket and went to see it last night. So there you go. I thank you guys all for being here and hanging out. We are still comparing and contrasting Rachel Zegler's Y2k and Millennium Bugs, which is written and directed by our friend Alejandro Montoya Marin. What do we got coming up? We're going to have characters and dialogue coming up. But let's see what you guys have to say. Jungle Love says, I'm not nostalgic. Before my time, I guess. See, thank you. If it's before your time, it's like doing a movie in the 1800s. If you're just going after like the gimmicks of the 1800s, like with the fashion or with the industry of the time, the technology, but the characters are lame and the writing's lame, then how are we supposed to get engaged? And that's exactly what Y2k falls into, because the story just falls off the rails, and it falls off pretty fast to where I was really like, is this over yet? And it's supposed to be a comedy. Not supposed to be a comedy. So let me see. What else are you guys saying here? Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. Liam Lionheart says, and hello, Liam. Good to see you here. He's going to check out Millennium Bugs. Let me go ahead and put the link to the film as well. Because it is available to stream. You can I believe get it on Apple or something. Let's see, copy link. I'm gonna put it in the chat. M Bugs movies for a couple bucks. There you guys go. And make sure you guys smash the like in our YouTube channel, because later on it's going to help the algorithms and all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, there it is. There's the info. Jeremiah says, in 2000, I was in 5th grade. Yeah, so do you remember anything about Y2k? Any hysteria at all? I mean, I know you're very young, but maybe your parents were, your relatives were freaking out. Yeah, let me know. Mephisto's Movies Reviews is here hanging out with us. Don't worry about it. It happens all the time. Okay, so now let's move on to characters and dialogue. Oof. Oh, man. Characters and dialogue. Well, let's work backwards, right? We'll flip it now, and let's talk about the characters in dialogue of Millennium Bugs, because in all honesty, when you're dealing with such a low budget film, you have to have a great script, you have to have stellar directing, and you have to have really good actors. Okay, because the audience is really forgiving with a lot of things except for a good story, and you got to hear the actors. It's like pretty simple, because they'll be forgiven. Yeah, okay, and I know it's I know it's not made for a lot of money. You can tell, but I'm still here for it. So as I said before, I think for me, what makes Millennium Bugs work so well is that these two characters are very much flawed and charming. Sure, she's a bit of an asshole, but man, is she interesting to watch. And she has a like sister and brotherly love for Miguel. Miguel is, he's kind of a weenie, but then he's not. Then he stands up for himself. But even him being a weenie, it's like our inner voice, our inner doubt. That's all he is. He just doubts himself until he doesn't, which was really cool. So these two main characters drive the entire film, and without those films, without those characters, then you really don't have a film with Millennium Bugs. The dialogue. I have to tell you, there's something to be said about movies where they are very confident in putting that camera on an actor, or in this case, two actors, because they're confident with their dialogue and how the actors are portraying it, how they're transmitting the language to the audience. So on that level, Millennium Bugs really doesn't disappoint. I've seen Alejandro's films. He's got a new film out called The Unexpecteds. It is not available yet for distribution. Big things are coming with that next year. That movie's a lot of fun, but I love the dialogue of these two characters. They have so many good scenes together that it's so layered. And what I mean by layered is that you can go back and watch a scene and say, oh, she meant that, and then go back again. Oh, she really meant this. Wonderful dialogue in this film. It's also kind of, very uh, it takes the piss out of each other. They never get too serious about their situation or about their things. It's almost as if there is an ongoing commentary on what on in their situation, which is really really charming. So the characters and dialogue, Millennium Bugs, fantastic. It is really the standout of the movie, and it's not like every joke lands, because it is comedy, but enough lands for me to where I'm like, man, they did an indie comedy, and doing indie comedy is the hardest thing you can do. It's the hardest thing you can do. All right, well, let's now go back to Y2k, and let's compare the characters, right? Let's compare the characters of and dialogue of this film. And now, as I said earlier, the highlight as far as character is Julian Dennison. He's the only reason why I even enjoyed the first half hour. I believe he's a Kiwi, and him and his mom are kind of like the immigrants in the story. He's like this very confident, funny kid. He's got a zest for life. He loves his best friend. And there's an ongoing joke with the condom. The condom does save the day, which is kind of funny, man. But he's the best, really. Honestly, guys, he's the only character I liked. He's the only character I like, and unfortunately, he's killed off way too soon. Fred Durst is in this. Terrible. This character was pretty funny. She's very supporting. There is an ongoing humorous take at hip hop in the late 90s and how white people have embraced hip hop. So there's an ongoing joke there that actually was pretty funny. It's actually funnier than the actual Y2k stuff. Okay, here's our lead. I got to tell you, man, this guy, it's not that this character's not likable. He's just boring. He's flat. So it wasn't engaging to me. I did not believe for any minute that this character would that Rachel Zegler's character would fall for this guy. I could see her. I could see him, nerding after her. But yeah, pretty flat. There could have been other younger, actors in that same age range that really could have made the film a lot more bearable to watch. But I'm not even sure a really good actor could have saved the lead role because, like I said before, the story was very, very weak. And the dialogue became where, like, the first 20 minutes was pretty charming and smart. It's like Kyle, because he's an SNL guy, I don't know, he just went for bad jokes after bad jokes, like the better half of the movie, the end of the movie. And some other characters. And Rachel's character was she was a coder, so she was popular, but she really liked making beginner websites. She was into coding, so she knew how to do tricks and all that stuff with computers. So they had a nerd connection, and her skills, along with the other guys' know-how, they end up saving everybody. You know, the dialogue just became really kind of like a series of different characters saying the same jokes. None of it's landing. And I'd even, you know what? I'm gonna take it back. There is one really out of line, out of character, or out of era line that Rachel utters. Besides this line, it's all pretty era specific. It's authentic in regards to the character and the language of 1989. They go. There's a the guy that runs the. That's pretty funny. There's a guy that runs the video store, and he's got dreads. There he is. Really, really bad. Pretty stupid. Just stupid dialogue, stupid character. But because he runs a video store and he always has the ganj, they go to him. Whatever. There's a line where they describe him, where Rachel's character describes him in her dialogue as, yeah, for him being a white guy with dreads. Nobody talked like that in the 90s. And a lot of white boys had dreads like that. That was really a 2024 snarky line of dialogue commenting on, I guess white people appropriating dreadlocks. Pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. So, yeah, I mean, here's most of the characters that lived till the end. Like I said, Fred Durst is he plays himself. And it's kind of funny for a minute, but then, the guy can't act. So he's got to do some acting. And it's just like, ooh, this is bad. and again, there is this whole, little subplot on white people that do hip hop. And so these two kids at first really hated Limp Bizkit and hated, well, she loves Limp Bizkit, but the other guy with the hat, he hates a corporate hip hop. That kind of stuff existed in '99. I did like that. I chuckled at it, but definitely not enough to make a film good. So at the end, I got to tell you, a lot of forgettable characters, especially towards the end. We're gonna get to Rachel's performance in a minute. And this lead character is just weak. There's no other word to use it. I'd say even some of the co-stars that survived with him were more interesting to watch. And then his buddy who died way too soon was the best thing of the film. Okay, well, that's a compare contrast of characters and dialogue. Let's check in with you guys, see what you guys have to say. Let me drink some water. I hope you guys are doing well. We're doing a little special stream today. Right now, 43 people combined hanging out with us. And let me check you guys are doing great here in the chat. Much love to Let me say hello to some of the members that are hanging out with us. Monica S. Oh, we just got a super chat. Let me get to that in a minute. Darth Plato's here. Y2 Polly. Jeremiah Hembry. Liam is here. Bonzo. My boy Bonzo. Zax. Thank you so much for re-upping Zax. Yeah, it happens, brother. And let's say hello to our friends who have been commenting. Sargent, Nick Brown, Hemorrhoid Hertz, Phil, Humphrey Bear, Mephisto, Cool Kev, Hong Kong Fui, Jungle Love, Adrian. Some great people hanging out with us. Oh, Captain Fandom Nerd just stepped on in. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, super chat. Oh, we got that. Zax became a member. Thank you again so much, my brother. Can't tell you, man, this, there really has been helping us out here at the channel. All your super chats, all your memberships, $2.99 a month is the amiguito level. You get the shout outs, you get the videos, the special videos. I just made one of our popular live shows, a membership video. So that was cool. Hemorrhoid Hurts, member of the channel, comes in with $5 Australian. And he says, my shout for coffee. Actually, with the rate exchange and YouTube tax, maybe it's 1/4 of a coffee. Listen, my friend, I will take the 1/4. I will take whatever it is, but I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it here. I hope you're having a great day out there in Australia. Why don't we do this really fast? Why don't you guys, let's do a roll call of where you're hailing from. Let me know right now where you're hailing from. We'll play this little thank you video, and we will be right back. Hey, I just put up a bunch of new videos this morning. We got the our conversation with Cameron Pasha on a video in regards to Eva Longoria and her trying to still champion for DEI in Hollywood. We have our strong opinions on that. Also, too, I just did a video right before going live on this Mexican actor, very famous, came out publicly and criticized Selena Gomez and her acting in Spanish publicly. And I gave you my opinions on that. Those two videos are up right now. Very disappointed in Eugenio Derbez and how he publicly, criticizing her. I think that was, for a fellow actor to be doing that publicly, that's bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. And it makes sense because here I'm going to give you some insight into Latinos. We hate each other. We hate each other. And I'm not, and when I say that, I'm speaking in regards to there's an elitist, classist, racist hate that's been embodying in us for over 500 years. Cubans are better than Puerto Ricans are better than Dominicans, Argentinians are better than everybody, Mexicans are better than Mexican Americans, especially if you don't speak fluent Spanish. I've encountered this my whole life. And so when this video that I did, when that topic came up, man, that really hits me to the bone culturally, as well as what this guy's doing as a profession. And that saying, guys, there's a saying. Yeah, let me know where you're hailing from. I'll shout you guys out right now. There's that saying is they're showing you who they are. But I've encountered that elitist, snobby behavior from other Latinos. Man, ugh, whatever. Okay, let's get back to you guys. So check out those videos. Liam's in the UK. UK. I've never been. It's so funny, man, because obviously there's so many things I love about uh, exports from the UK, from music and fashion, the Manchester sound, Manchester band's history. It would be really cool to visit one day. Monica's here. Austria. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Austria. So Austria has got all the wonderful palaces and architecture, right? Austria is Vienna. Vienna's in Austria. Wonderful. Wonderful. London, UK. All right. I love it, brother. London, UK. London falling. London calling from a faraway place. That's a great album. I love The Clash. Love The Clash. London, UK. Cool, Kev. Place I know pretty well. Tucson, Arizona. I got family there. It's a beautiful town. Gorgeous town. It's one of my, probably, yeah, it's a great place. Darth Plato, San Francisco Bay Area. Orale, San Pancho. Beautiful up there as well, man. Hemorrhoid hurts me. No, he's in the Outback. 110 Fahrenheit at 7 a.m. Whoa. Whoa. You better stay cool, hemorrhoids. Liam is saying this film is out of my region. Yeah, how can we get... Okay, you know what? In the UK, check out Tubi, Apple Plus, Roku, and Plex. The movie Millennium Bugs. Here, let me put that in there. Paste. Let me put that in there. We got a good combined audience of over 40 people hanging out with us. We're doing a roll call right now, seeing where you guys are hailing from. He grew up in Canada. Okay. Austria has an interesting history. Yeah. I know they went through a lot like the last 100 years, for sure. Okay. And of course, Mozart, Vienna, Austria, Switzerland. Wow. Look at the Europeans are representing today. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right, guys. Let me check a couple of boxes here. Let's make sure we're all good. Let me check you guys in the YouTube box. Making sure we're all good. Love it. Let me throw out some emojis to you guys. Flying solo here today, which is good. All right, I think we have one more segment to discuss in regards to the movies, and we're going to work backwards here. Let's talk about Zegler's performance in Y2k, because there's a lot of videos that are going out right now from our friends that have huge channels, just obliterating her, calling this is box office. She's box office poison. Her film is a huge flop. She's been in flops and flops and flops and flippity flops and flippity flops. Look at this movie's not going to make money, but I don't think she helped. I don't necessarily think she hurt the film, because it's just not a good film. Now, that being said, her performance was pretty good. It's a quirky character that is balancing being a popular girl, but really she's a nerd at heart, and she did it pretty well, guys. And I can't take that away from her. I would say, like with everything, the charm and her fun. It was really nice introduction to her character at the video store. Good little dialogue. But because the movie kind of deteriorates, so does kind of her purpose as far as like she's helping save the day. It's like, you know what's going to happen because of the writing. So her performance, no one's performance could save this film. And I'll say this right now. She did not suck in this movie. The movie sucked. She actually did a good little job. And I know it's gonna burn the eyes of some of you guys in the audience. But I have to be honest here, guys. But I also want to say she's the co-star. This is not her movie. And no actor hired has control over how good the finishing product of a movie is. The movie, like I said, the movie sucks. She's fine. She did a fine job. Got a couple laughs. She was sweet to the leading guy. You know, she did her job. And there's really nothing annoying about her character. So if you could take away the fact that she's Rachel Zegler, she's fine, guys. So that is Ziegler's performance. It's very much a co-star to the two guys in question. But because she's been pitched as the star of it, you know, she's just under a lot of scrutiny. And, you know, a lot of that is on her own, from her own making. But that's a different topic. Totally different, right? Okay.
Big news for Mahomes.
Switching.
Now we're going to move on over to the performances of the Millennium Bugs leads. That is there we go. Okay. These two actors are really good. It's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of on-screen time. I would say 80 to 90% of this movie is just them. And they delivered. They delivered full body characters. See, this is what happens when the writing is competent. It's dynamic, when it's interesting, right? You get interesting characters. So even though Rachel Zegler did a fine job and a good little character, it really wasn't well written. It's not Ziegler's fault. Here, this character, this actress, Kelly, get her, I forgot her name. Katie Aaron and Michael Lovato. Katie Aaron is so damn good in this role. Because like I was telling you, she's kind of a punk. She kind of is like a biatch, but she's funny as hell, man. She's biting. She's she's just calling this guy a redneck, and he's like, that was totally uncalled for. And you buy it, man. You like her, and it's a great performance. And as we said with Miguel, you know, he lives under everyone's shadow until he doesn't. And Miguel has a very sweet way about him, very likability about him. And then he becomes a little self-empowered, and he's like not putting up with people's bullshit. which I love as well. So when you compare and contrast the leads, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. These two leads knock it out of the fucking park. Look at these guys. I mean, even in this trailer, they're tearing it up. And then they're funny, and then they're sad, and then they got shit going on. You know what I mean? She's checking her hair away. That was funny. So I got to tell you, man, very, very well written leads. And I've now seen Millennium Bugs over the last 5 years, probably like 3-4 times now. And it gets better with each viewing. I was telling Alejandro, I texted him yesterday. I'm like, fucking A, man. I love your film. I love your film. And I'm not saying it to fucking say it, right? I like Unexpected. It's a good film coming up. But I love this movie. So I'm kind of passionate about what we're doing here, because when I did the compare and contrast of the trailers of Y2K's trailer and Millennium Bugs, I'm like, fuck Y2K. It doesn't hold a candle to this movie that was made for $700,000 and Y2K was made for $15 million. This is a superior film. Great leads, great acting. So yeah, you guys got the links, all that good stuff. You know, it'd be. I want to see where Katie Aaron's career is going. I know she's like a singer songwriter as well. She's doing some performances and all that stuff. I think she's an outstanding actor. I hope she does more. I hope she does more. All right, I'm gonna get to your comments, and then I think we're, that's it with my compare and contrast of these two films. So yeah, I can't recommend Y2K. I cannot recommend you guys watching Y2K. I recommend Millennium Bugs 100%. 100%. Okay, let's say hello to you guys, and then we're going to wrap it up. So we still got some people doing shout outs, telling us where they're hailing from. Richard, the Dungeon Crawler. What's up, Richard? Sherman Oaks. I love Sherman Oaks. I love Sherman Oaks. I like that movie theater up there. Okay. Good to see you. Adrian says it has a fun premise. Yeah. Liam says it's her. It's hurting her image online. She's not supposed to put fans down. 100% I agree with you. So I just don't. That being said, listen, her own fans that salivate and just worship her on Instagram, obviously they're not going to see her film. I just think it's just not a good film. Then you add on her being Zegler. Let me ask you guys this. And what's up, Cyfax? What's happening? Should have sadly seen Y2K over Werewolves. That was pretty terrible. I don't know, man. I saw Pushpa 2 this past week. I was happy with that. I did it. I went to go see Y2K last night as an assignment. I don't like that movie. Let me ask you this question. Okay, so you guys got the info for Millennium Bugs. If you're watching this on the replay, the Millennium Bugs link is in the video box description. Highly recommend. At the end of the day, there is no comparison contrast. At the end of the day, let this be a lesson to you in Hollywood and how they operate, right? This is rare. This is really interesting how Hollywood operates. 15 million they give to this soulless, really bad film called Y2k. Had some laughs, beginning was good, one good character. Compared to a movie that was made for peanuts and is kind of like getting a cult following now. Fantastic acting, great little film, Millennium Bugs. That's how Hollywood operates, right? From what I hear, the guys at Millennium Bugs, they had to get their distribution. They did their own thing. In fact, I don't know if it was this film or one of us. Listen, Hollywood doesn't know what they're doing, obviously. And this is a great example of Hollywood. Probably, let's just say Hollywood spent, it was at A24. A24 probably spent another 10, 15 million in marketing. So you think about this. Cost 15 million to make, maybe a few more million in post, and then another 10, 15 million marketing. Let's say 30, 35 million conservatively. This movie's probably not going to make more than 3, 4 million in its theatrical run. So I say this to you, and I totally agree with you. Hollywood is dead in a sense of they're completely lost. But it's the independent filmmakers, the independent distribution arms, the independent chains. That's who we got to be supporting, guys. Plain and simple. And I care very much, Jungle Love, because, for one, I have dear friends that work in the business that are very creative, very, very talented, including my other half, who's a great actor. I want them to succeed. I want Hollywood to get their shit together and succeed. I want people like Justine Bateman, Chris Gore, Alejandro Montoya Marin, Kenneth Castillo, Cord Jefferson, John Ortiz. Who else? I can just keep off naming it. Gigi Guerrero. I want these wonderful, talented, independent filmmakers to be running shit. I want them to have creative control in Hollywood. That's what matters. Society Reviews is here. What's up, Jacob? Jacob. What does he say? It's a creative death, and it's a hostility towards his own domestic customers. Who's his? Hollywood? Who's his? And you're absolutely right. Creatively, they're dead. They have been dead. And there is hostility. But I would add there's even hostility to independent creatives that come in. And they know they have something great. They got a great film like Millennium Bugs, or there's always an independent like American Fiction. They got hostility towards those successes because they didn't come up with it themselves. So I'm with you guys, but I did this compare and contrast so we can, Hollywood. I get you, Jacob. I get you, man. Let me put this question up for you. You know what? We got the filmmaker of the movies here in the chat. Hello, everyone. Polly, thank you for the kind words. Millennium Bugs was made with a lot of love. MB is available in Canada and US on Tubi, Apple Plus, Plex, Fandango, and all the usual suspects. That's the key right there, guys. It's made with a lot of love. You can tell when productions are made with a lot of love and care. Vision. And Hollywood has lost its vision. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you for all the super chats. Let's play a little video for you. Let me see. What do we got? I'm trying to find that Mexican Iron Man. Oh, yeah. Give me a second here. This is for you. Okay. I have a question for you in the chat, and then and then that's it. I'm writing it out right now, and it's great to have all you guys with me. Okay, and it's very simple: yes or no. Right now, right now. So as of right now, I cannot recommend Y2K, even if it's streaming. Definitely don't go to the theaters. Definitely. I mean, it's just not a good movie. It's just really bad. It's just not a good movie. Now, but here's the question I have for you. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get that right. Then we're going to wrap it up. Oh. Okay. Here is the question for you guys. Here we go. If Y2K was a great comedy, like if it was great, like reviews are amazing, word of mouth amazing. If I come on here and say, no, you guys don't understand, it is so funny, it's super bad level funny, you guys got to go see it. Would you go in spite of Zegler? If I came out here, said, you got to understand, this is the funniest fucking thing since Tropic Thunder. Yes or no? Would you go in spite of Zegler? In spite of Zegler. Before we get to your answers, Jungle Love says Jim Cummings is a newcomer, independent filmmakers. He makes awesome movies with no budget. A, support them all. But this is really good. This is you know what? Here's a way he's independent. I appreciate that. Thank you for the information. Independent filmmakers are the future. Here's a way you guys can support independent filmmakers for free. After you see the movie, write a review, guys. Write a review. Whether it's on Rotten Tomatoes or Amazon, man, those reviews are like gold. Like gold. Okay? For $1.99. Thank you so much. Now, let's get to the question and then we'll leave it here. Answer them right now, guys. We got plenty of people in here. I should get plenty of answers. Where's that banner at? If Y2K was a great comedy, would you go see in the theater in spite of Zegler? If I said to you, man, this movie is so good, you gotta go. It's so funny. Hemorrhoid says, yes, I'd go. Absolutely. Willie says, I heard about the plot on Film Thread and it didn't appeal to me. Yeah. Adam says, I'd go see it. I don't know about all the hoo-ha around Rachel, but a good film is worth seeing. Okay? Listen, I've seen plenty of good films with actors who are assholes that I don't like, or the filmmakers. But man, they make a good movie. Wow. Monica, no, I'm not a fan of comedies. That's fair. That's fair. All right, guys. I really appreciate all the great love and support. We are gonna get out of here. Let's see. We got one more. We got one more here. Bonzo says, if I wanted to see it, I would go. I don't have any Ziegler animosity. Honestly, I'm more annoyed by all the complaining. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Bonzo, I try to hold down my complaints on the channel unless it's really merited. I think you know that by now. Okay, take care, Willie. Take it easy, Lombardi. Jungle Love comes in with 2 CHFs. Thunder Road would love You would love that movie. Okay, I am going to see that movie since you gave me a super chat. I will go check out Thunder Road. Well, everyone, thank you so much. You guys have been fantastic. Liam's turned off to film comedies. Okay, I get it, Liam. I want to thank all our members. But you guys are great. You guys are great. All the super chats, all the love. We're going to do a hard out. I will see you late night Latino this week coming up. Wherever you're at, keep that slant fuerte.